Hello class, today we're going to be talking about characteristics. Who remembers yesterday when we discussed what characteristics means? Characteristics means what special features does a person have? Now it could mean their eye color, it could mean what they do for a living, it could mean how they behave. Are they rude? Are they nice? That's what characteristics means. Remember when we read the book Ivy and Bean? Raise your hand, raise your hand. Yes, Ivy and Bean. Those two girls, full of characteristics, just like all of us here. In Ivy and Bean, they were interesting because they were not friends at first. When they weren't friends at first, all they saw were differences. Raise your hand if you've ever only seen differences in somebody. Like, oh, they're so different from me. Right. So in Ivy and Bean, they only saw differences. But we saw later on in the story what happened. They had similarities also. Good. So today we're going to be talking about Venn diagrams. Who's ever heard that word? Venn diagram. Diagram. Yes, diagram. Some of you are saying like a picture or some kind of web. Yeah, a diagram is like a visual picture of a story. It could be a story or information, but it's like a big picture. So you can just look at it and you know there's information about it, whatever it is we're talking about. Venn diagram is very helpful with stories. Why? Because we get to compare and contrast. Let's say that. Compare and contrast. That means look at what's the same and look at what's the difference. Now we could sit here and talk about our principal all day and what's different about her and me. Compare and contrast. But we're going to do Ivy and Bean because we read about it. So let's read about it and let's do it. Ivy and Bean. So I drew on our whiteboard our Ivy and Bean Venn diagram. Venn diagram. So in this Venn diagram, you will see there are two circles. The red circle is for Bean and the blue circle is for Ivy. Now, if you notice, there's a lot of space for Ivy. There's a lot of space for Bean. Now, over here on Bean's side, we will write everything about Bean, her character, what she looks like, what she acts like, her family members, how many does she have, anything about her that we remember from the book. But it's important to note, these are things only about Bean. If you're like, oh, Bean has a sister. Well, if Ivy has a sister also, we're not going to put it only on Bean's side because it's only for Bean. So whatever we put on Ivy's side is only for Ivy. Now, you're going to say, but wait, they share some characteristics. Remember we learned in the story? That's when you have to say, oh yeah, where do we put that? Right here, smack dab in the middle. That's where we put it. The Venn diagram is important because it has two sides and then the middle is the center. You can think of the center as what thing do they share? Let's say that. What thing do they share? Yes. So with Venn diagrams, it's easy for anybody, me, our principal, your parents, to look at your paper and go, ooh, these are two different people. How are they the same? How are they different? Today with our activity in class, you will be doing this on your own and you will be doing comparing and contrasting. You can use the book if you need to.